Hello, happy Mother's Day, and welcome to Water Peace Project's May Water Ceremony and Group Consciousness Experiment Series, dedicated to our Mother Water for the purpose of cultivating peace and harmony within ourselves and within all water. And we first began holding this water ceremony every month on the 11th, just over 10 years ago, and we began conducting this group consciousness experiment actually August 11th, 2020. And today we have dedicated this special water ceremony for Mother's Day. And this is our 22nd experiment for this series. Hello, I'm Lindsay Fox, water researcher, Hado instructor, and founder at Water Peace Project. And for those of you who are tuning in the first time and you want to participate in our live experiment that we're having today, you need to join the LaFoia platform now. It's free and easy. Just click the link that's pinned in the chat, enter in your email, create a free login, and click the green join experiment button, and you'll see us and the live water sample. And so we're truly grateful for everyone participating. And as you know, our research for this experiment series in collaboration with LaFoia and Cybertronica was published in the IJUS. And this is a peer-reviewed electronic journal that publishes research on topics related to boundary phenomena, quantum physics, and other unconventional informational effects, energy, biophysics, medicine, psychology, and other boundary areas of modern science. And the paper is titled Focusing Collective Attention, the Targeted Maharishi Effect, and it was written by our scientific advisor and the developer of the water sensor that we're using today. That's Dr. Serge Kernbach, and it's free to download. You can find that on our research page at waterpeaceproject.org. And our mission at Water Peace Project is to inspire and educate the importance of water for peace. That's because we are water, and when we learn about water, we learn about ourselves and our water planet. And our focus is supporting and advancing water and consciousness-based sciences that are bridging the gap between science and spirituality so that we can learn more about the true power of consciousness and its deep connection to water. And today it really brings me great honor to welcome our honorary guests as we pay our respect to our Mother Water who provides us with this life, and to all mothers on earth who bring life or care for life on this water planet. And today we are welcoming very special water women, our honorary guest today. Please welcome Grandmother Susan Stanton, and thank you for uniting with us. Welcome so much, Grandmother Susan.
Thank you so much, Lindsay, for inviting me, and also LauraSa for sharing with Lindsay about me. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
We really, truly are honored for you both joining us. And please welcome back our Mana Keeper, LauraSa, Pele, Lafoia Ava. And she actually officially joined Water Peace Project 1 year ago today. She was with Grandmother Mona Palaka. And thank you so much, my dear water sister. And it's been really wonderful having your support. And thank you so much for being here again with us today with Grandmother Susan Stanton. So welcome, LauraSa.
Oh, mahalo, my dear sister. It's such an honor and joy, and I'm so grateful that Grandmother Susan is here with us. So thank you again, Lindsay, for the opportunity, and aloha to our global family.
And love and gratitude for everyone joining in resonance. We are truly grateful for everyone's participation in today's ceremony and consciousness experiment. And the experiment begins now and it'll last for 30 minutes. So let's bring our attention to the water sample that we see on the screen. Again, you have to join the experiment link to see the live water sample, and that's pinned in the chat for you. And this water sample is located in the lab in Germany, where it's isolated and stabilized, constantly being monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for any subtle changes taking place. And today we're going to create a powerful resonance of our sincere love and gratitude, and we're going to direct it to the same water sample at the same exact time. And let's begin by synchronizing together. We're going to create a powerful, coherent vibe with using our breath and our intentions. And we're going to start by taking 3 deep breaths. I'll sound the crystal bowl 3 times and focus our attention on the water sample, and we're connecting to our sincere feelings of love and gratitude and direct them at the water sample now. And it truly is an honor to unite with these 2 amazing water women and the amazing work they do to care for our water and our water people and our water planet. And LauraSa is the founder at One Global Family and Alliances and the CEO at Unity and Diversity World Council. And she's a true steward to our Mother Earth and to her family, as she is a mother, a grandmother, and all the amazing work she's doing to empower women to protect our water, our planet, and to protect Indigenous peoples' rights with her activism and powerful programs she creates at peacesundays.org. LauraSa, we are super grateful for all of your support and participation in calling in the sacred feminine and sacred wisdom keepers for our global ceremonies at Water Peace Project. I'm truly grateful, and it's an honor to unite with you and these powerful water women. And I'd love to open the circle up to you now to introduce to us Grandmother Susan Stanton.
Oh, dear sister, always a pleasure to be with you in this sacred circle. Mahalo, whaapatai, Lindsay. Aloha talofa once again to our global family, and thank you all for joining us in these monthly sacred ceremonies and experiments that Lindsay so lovingly and passionately puts together for all of us. This past year has been a joyful blessing, honor, and privilege to serve alongside you, Lindsay, and the Water Peace Project team, as well as our Water Peace partners, all of our elders and sacred activists. We are truly grateful to welcome our honorary guest, Grandmother Susan Kaiolani Stanton, known as Nanatusi Akwe, Chief Moon Lady. She is a daughter, wife, mother, grandmother, and the newest great-grandmother. Susan was born on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. Adopted at birth, it was not until she entered her pre-elder years that she learned, with the help of her elders, that her birth mom, Jean House of the 6 Nations of the Grand River Mohawk Snapping Turtle Clan. She is the co-founder and senior grandmother of Grandmothers Circle the Earth Foundation and founder CEO of the Riverside Peace with Justice Project. Susan is also a board member and senior grandmother of International Council's Circles in Congress of Women Youth. She has worked for 23 years with incarcerated men, women, and youth of many tribes, and as traditional spiritual counselor. She's done such amazing work. Brad is her husband, her beloved, and he is Brad Walking Bear Stanton, a Narragansett Silver Cloud elder, where they currently live in Nauvoo on the Mississippi River, known as the main artery of Turtle Island. The mission of riversiden.org is to preserve, protect, and restore their watershed based on the theory of justice derived from nature rather than the rules of society. As Indigenous Earth stewards, they create a variety of opportunities for both traditional Native American, cultural, and archaeological education wisdom gatherings, and sacred ceremonies for people of all ages and nationalities. Beloved Grandmother Susan, we are so grateful for your incredible service to our Mother Water, known as Moana Nui in our Hawaiian Islands, and Mother Earth and all of her inhabitants. Thank you for uniting with us today to share your Indigenous wisdom and blessings. Aloha. Welcome, Grandmother.
Mahalo nui loa to both Lindsay and LauraSa. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you said about me. About 1/10 of that would have been plenty, but thank you. Thank you so much. And just know that I do completely give my life in service to all of Mother Earth, the water, and her creations. I want to be sure to say thank you to everybody that's listening for bringing your water here, because we're all water beings. I want to say thank you to the grasses, and I'm looking out on the Mississippi River from here, and I have my ducks and chickens in the yard, and none of us are ever alone, because when we understand about the water, we know that there is no loneness. We are all oneness, and I'm grateful for that. I want to begin by just sharing with you that I have brought my water with me. It's small enough to go everywhere I go, and it includes drops from every place I've ever been, including a glacier from Greenland that melted and crackled as I scooped it into the water here. I'm thankful for the water that is in my glass that I drink as I do what I do, and for all of that, and for where I am here on the Mississippi River. So I want to begin by sharing my love for the mothers and the daughters of this world and for that relationship. And as LauraSa said, I'm adopted, and not having my birth mother with me as I was growing up was a real challenge because I didn't have a mirror. But I would stand in front of the mirror and I'd look as a little girl, I'd look into my eyes and I'd say, I know you're in there. I know you're in there. And that's how I felt about my grandmother. I knew she was in there too. I just didn't get to know them. And I've never met my birth mother, but thanks to Ancestry.com, I know that I'm Hawaiian. I know that I'm Maori. I know that I'm Japanese. I know that I'm all these different things that I had just loved but never knew that it was me. As we traveled the world with Grandmother's Circle the Earth, I learned more and more. I learned that in New Zealand, you introduce yourself as your mountain. So my mountains are the Ko'olaus, as your river. My river is Vaio'ono. Wherever we go, we are those things and those blessings. And that defines us as much as our actions do, and our thoughts, and especially our hearts. So as we traveled, one of the places we went to was up in northern Poland. And it was the first time we'd ever been there. Grandmother Gail and I, Gail Whitlow, who I adore, we did this together. We went up there. In our first gathering up there along near the Russian border, we realized that we recognized a disconnect between the mothers, the girls that were there, the women that were there, and their mothers. And then we realized intuitively that there was a disconnect between their mothers and their grandmothers. And as we worked, we realized it was because of all the terrible things that had happened, that history of the witch burnings and the times when the women were silenced, and these beautiful women who were sacred in the work that they were doing, the herbal medicines, the midwifery, all the things that they were doing, but not just them, but their men too. And I learned by vision about the fact that as the women were burning, their husbands, their fathers, their brothers were standing there watching, knowing that these women were sacred. And this wounding of our men today is that generational trauma that passed from generation to generation. So we women must heal first. And then as we heal, we turn and heal our men. And we become balanced in that way and whole and healthy. So as we worked with the women in Poland, realizing this, we took them and put them in two lines. We had probably 15 women on each side in a row facing each other. And one row became the mothers, and one row was the daughters. And so we took a black thread, a yarn, and we laced them all together with this one thread. And then we did Ho'oponopono. And so it began with the daughters because they were innocent, and they gave that Ho'oponopono prayer to their mothers. And then we switched They dropped their thread. We switched sides, and the mothers did Ho'oponopono to their mothers, the grandmothers. And we did this for 4 generations back. And then when those black yarn threads were dropped, we took a silver cord, and this time we laced them with the silver cord. And they got to speak to each other with such pure love. And then the cords were snipped and tied around each wrist as a reminder now that the pain is gone from the generations and that we are together in oneness. Mothers, daughters, grandmothers, back, 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 back throughout time, back to the beginning. And now, as well women, wise women, we can turn and heal our men, and that carries down to the generations, and this will never happen again. And so remember that this wisdom is power and strength to stand up and identify ourselves as who we are, wise women.
I got goosebumps when we were sharing that, and it's amazing the resonance when you feel it and how it affects your body. And I had always heard about how we carry traumas from our mothers, and I hadn't really heard it in that way. And it's really powerful because, you know, again, we're disconnected from these things. So I'm really grateful for your resonance. And Dr. Emoto always emphasized the importance of resonance. In fact, it was the first important lesson I feel that he taught me, the importance of this natural power that we all have, and the important role that water plays in cultivating peace within ourselves and around the world. And as you know, when Dr. Emoto departed Earth, we founded Water Peace Project in his loving memory because he believed that by holding the intentions of peace towards water, and by thinking and speaking and acting with the intentions of peace towards water, that water can and will bring peace to our bodies and to the world. And I just want to share also that Dr. Emoto held many ceremonies with many indigenous elders around the world. And it was because they resonated on, the importance of paying our respect to water. And Dr. Emoto's work taught us that water is a mirror that has the ability to show us what we cannot see. It is the blueprint for our reality, which can change with a single positive thought. And all it takes is faith if you're open to it. And that water carries within it our thoughts and prayers, as you yourself are water. No matter where you are, your prayers will be carried to the rest of the world. Thank you, Emoto Sensei, for those words. And so, with this in mind, let's begin the water ceremony. And we're going to create a coherent field using our sincere love and gratitude. And we're going to continue to direct it to the water sample and to all mothers for peace and harmony. So I'll begin by sounding the crystal bowl 3 times. Grandmother Susan will share the Strong Woman song, and then we will chant the ceremony prayers together. I will share the grand invocation in Japanese, and LauraSa will share the Ho'oponopono prayer. And again, during the ceremony, let's continue to direct our sincere feelings of love and gratitude to the water sample. And maybe during the prayers, we can place our palms together. This actually can make a complete circuit in our energetic bodies, in our water bodies. So let's begin now.
As I look out over the Mississippi River, I go back to a time when there was just one continent. They called it Pangaea. The Mississippi River was the main artery of that Pangaea continent, known as Turtle Island. And so as I sit here on the main artery, I look across the river from my house and I see where the Dakota Access Pipeline enters the Mississippi River, goes under it, and then travels south. It's a 2-day drive from here to Standing Rock, and yet that oil comes down so quickly. I was up at Standing Rock with some of the Ojibwe grandmothers doing water ceremony on the river there. It's very sacred to me, this work. And I want to acknowledge before I sing my song, a young woman by the name of Jessica Resnick, who straight across this river from me sat in a little tiny pup tent alone by herself to become the first water protester and protector here on the Mississippi River for that pipeline. She's now sitting in prison for 8 years. A young woman who worked for a Catholic charity organization, had no money, now will get out in 8 years with a $3.5 million fine for protecting the waters of this river and all rivers. And I want to acknowledge her. And I want to say, with that, we are to be strong women. We are to represent our mothers and grandmothers and great grandmothers, those who didn't have a voice, because we do. We do. And we were given wonderful water protectors who are not afraid, and we cannot be afraid either. So I'm going to begin with this song now. It's the Strong Woman Song. And I honor all of us, and all those unborn faces yet to come, and all those mothers and grandmothers ahead and behind. Way-yo, way-hey-oh, hey-oh. Way-yo, way-hey-oh, hey-oh. Way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. Way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. Way-hey-oh, hey, way-hey-oh, way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. Way-yo, way-hey-oh, hey-oh. Way-yo, way-hey-oh, hey-oh. Way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. Way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. Way-hey-oh, hey, way-hey-oh, way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. Way-yo, way-hey-oh, hey-oh. Way-yo, way-hey-oh, hey-oh. Way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. Way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. Way-hey-oh, hey-oh, way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. Way-yo, way-hey-oh, hey-oh. Way-yo, way-hey-oh, hey-oh. Way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. Way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. Way-hey-oh, hey, way-hey-oh. Way-hey-oh, hey-oh, yo. I once had the opportunity to sing the Blackfoot Honor Song up at Chief's Mountain, and I was told by wonderful Blackfoot Chief that I did a really good job, although he noticed that I added a little Hawaiian slide. So in this Strong Woman song, there was a touch of Hawaii and New Zealand and all those places where we are connected and related through our wonderful waters of the world. Ahome takiasi. Aloha keakua. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Grandmother Susan. Thank you so much. And I got goosebumps when you said that and honored that in that way. So thank you so much. And now we will chant the grand invocation in Japanese. And this was a powerful prayer that Dr. Emoto's teacher taught him, and he also shared at every water ceremony that he held. And their hopes was that 10% of the people would join in resonance. And because we're going to chant it in Japanese, I will share the meaning in English first. The meaning is the eternal power of the universe has gathered itself to create a world of true and grand harmony. And you can follow along by repeating after me. Uchu no mugen no.
Uchu no mugen.
Uchu no Mugen no.
Shikara ga korikote.
Shikara ka Korikote.
Makoto no daiwa no.
Matako no Daiwa no.
Daiwa no.
Mio ga narinata.
Mio.
Miyoga Narinaha.
Uchu no mugen no.
Uchu no.
Uchu no Mugen no.
Shikara ga korikote.
Shikaraga.
Shikara ga Korikote.
Makoto no daiwa no.
Makoto no.
Matako no Daiwa no.
Mio ga narinata.
Miyoga.
Miyoga Narinata.
Uchu no mugen no.
Uchu no Mugen no.
Shikara ga korikote.
Shikaraga.
Shikara ga Korikote.
Makoto no daiwa no.
Makota no Daiwa no.
Mio ga narinata.
Miyoga Narinata.
Oh, thank you, Grandmother Susan Stanton. That was a beautiful song, sacred song that you shared. And thank you, Lindsay, for the beautiful Japanese grand invocation. At this time, I'm going to share a little water prayer and also a humble prayer to honor all mothers every day. For the waters of hope, for the waters of peace, for the waters of joy, for the waters of death and rebirth, help us, Great Spirit, to understand that all water is holy. Our humble prayer today is to honor and celebrate our mothers, our grandmothers, our vast ocean, Moana Nui, our Earth Mother. And in perfect harmony, may we honor with deep sacred reverence our divine creator, our Heavenly Mother and Father as one, known by many names, yet it is the one and only. May we honor our Mother Water, our Mother Earth, sustainer of all life. We offer our eternal gratitude. May we take only what we need from our Mother Earth, leaving little waste. May we nurture her soil and protect her bounty, protect the waters for future generations and all relations in this miraculous web of life. May we walk together as brothers and sisters in perfect harmony and peace. May we respect each other as the one global family, as the children of God. May we honor our interconnectedness, our interdependence, and our interrelatedness. And may peace and unity and justice prevail on earth. Aho, aloha, alofa, aroha, amen. And I'd like to invite all of you, dear brothers and sisters all around the world, thank you for being with us. At this time, we're going to Ho'oponopono prayer. This is a powerful Hawaiian healing prayer for reconciliation and restoration. Please connect with your sincere heart and say 3 times, repeating after me. Water, I am sorry.
Water, I am
Water,
sorry.
I am sorry.
Water, please forgive me.
Water, please forgive me.
Water, I thank you.
Water, I thank you.
And water, I love you.
Water, I love you.
Water, I am sorry.
Water, I am sorry.
Water, please forgive me.
Water, please forgive me.
Water, I thank you.
Water, I thank you.
And water, I love you.
Water, I love you.
Water, I am sorry.
Water, I am sorry.
Water, please forgive me.
Water, please forgive me.
Water, I thank you.
Water, I thank you.
Water, I love you.
Water, I love you.
This completes our water ceremony. Oceans of love and gratitude to each of you for participating in this special water ceremony and consciousness experiment. The effects of our pure intentions have an effect on all waters within our body and all around the world. All water is connected. So please let these blessings of love and gratitude continue to ripple out wherever you go. Join us often in this sacred peace work. Mahalo, Papatai. Thank you.
Aloha.
Thank you, LauraSa and Grandmother Susan, and love and gratitude to everyone for joining in with us today. I really believe, and I felt Dr. Emoto resonating with us. I got goosebumps many times. And as Dr. Emoto shared, when we get goosebumps, that he believed we are activating our DNA and we are
Nice.
close with God. And so, Grandmother Susan, I know Dr. Emoto shared a special connection with elders and wisdom keepers and who would share their important message for water and for peace. So thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Aloha keipua. I want to say quickly that there was an opportunity years ago for Dr. Emoto to come here to Nauvoo on the Mississippi River in tandem with a water ceremony that was being done, a water conference up at Hopi. And it was going to be right at the tail end of that. We ended up not being able to have that for different reasons. But my heart has always been with him because he was willing to come and help us. And I want to say that this June, actually about a little more than 3 weeks from now, we're going to be doing a ceremony here June 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and everyone is invited to come. It's going to be a powerful ceremony here, as I said, overlooking this part on the Mississippi River where all this is happening with Dakota Access Pipeline. We have a role to play, not just in the waters here, but all over the world in that protection process, and not just the waters in the riverbanks or in the ocean beds, but in the women and in the children and in our men. And so I invite you all to come with us and be part of this. We have grandmothers and elders coming from all over the world. It's going to include a Peace Sunday broadcast, and we're honoring Jessica Resnick and all the others who are willing to stand up and take a role in that protection process. So Dr. Emoto included, and I want to again invite everyone to join us, and we'll have some more information on our website, riversidon.org. Thank you.
Mahalo nui loa, Grandmother Susan, and thank you again, Sister Lindsay. It is always an honor to unite, to pay our respect to water, to cultivate peace. Individually, we are one drop. In oneness, we are the ocean. Today, I would really like to invite everyone, just as Grandmother Susan has shared, come and join us in sacred ceremony. It's June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Along the Mississippi River, as she stated. And so come and celebrate with us. You know, it's important that we honor each other. We honor those who are in harm's way right now in Ukraine and in other regions of the world where war continues to rage on. So many lives have been lost. And the Indigenous elders that are coming together in June, it's the beginning of our peace revolution for sacred evolution. It's a grassroots movement of the Rainbow Nation because this is the time that our ancestors prophesied about, that in 7 generations, the Rainbow Warriors, the Rainbow Tribe, the Rainbow Nation will rise. And once again, we will be in a sacred circle and we will be under a sacred tree and the world will once again know peace. So we are the power of one, the power of oneness. And we hope that you join us in resonance here at the Water Peace Project every month, every ceremony. And with much love and gratitude, thank you again, dear Lindsay and the entire team. And aloha, aloha. Thank you.
Aloha.
Aloha. I love that, LauraSa. And we really are one and water. And when we realize that we're one, we can know that we should have compassion for what everyone is going through because we're all going through it together. So let's hold everyone in our hearts for peace so everyone is out of harm's way. And we're so grateful to come together for this purpose. And again, if you want to connect with LauraSa, please visit her at peacesundays.org. If you want to connect with Grandmother Susan again, please visit her at riversiden.org. And we'll put both of those links here in the chat for you. And we invite you to continue this powerful resonance we're creating with our love and gratitude for 11 consecutive days. We are dedicating our love and gratitude to all mothers and to all water for peace. Starting May 11th, we will repeat this special ceremony and experiment again, and to guide our monthly water ceremony that we hold every month on the 11th at 11 a.m. Eastern. And that will be our 23rd group consciousness experiment. And then on May 12th through the 19th at 11 a.m. Eastern, we have our daily water meditation and consciousness experiment for 8 days, featuring guided meditations with our Hado sister, Jeanette Seeley, where we'll send out our love and gratitude to all water. And May 16th is our monthly full moon and meditation and consciousness experiment. This happens when the full moon is directly over the water sample, and we will collectively clear any negative energy from the past lunar cycle and make space for new possibilities and new beginnings. And this month it happens on May 16th. It's actually at 12 a.m. Eastern. And on the West Coast, that's May 15th, 9 p.m. Pacific. And on May 20th and 21st, we have our monthly intermittent water fasting. And we fast on water for 24 hours. And all of our events are free. They'll be streamed on our YouTube, Facebook at 11 a.m. Eastern, or that's New York time. So just, convert that into your local time to participate in the live experiments. And if you're really interested and you want to get notifications and participating in those experiments, you can learn more about the schedule and sign up. Our published research is available. Please visit us at waterpeaceproject.org. And we hope that you join in resonance of love and gratitude every day. It's the simplest thing that we can do to cultivate more peace right from within ourselves. We know that peace begins from within, and anyone can participate. All it takes is your sincere heart. So love and thanks to everyone who tuned in. Grandmother Susan, LauraSa, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Aloha.
Aloha, aloha ke kua kuleana. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.